That's the reason why I'm so bold in my faith, because I know I'm on assignment right now.
Yes.
And I know that there are people's destinies that are attached to my voice right now. I know that I am a vessel of God, and that's a lot more important than me listening to somebody else. But when you fear God, you develop a new knowledge.
Yes.
And all that previous knowledge didn't matter. Moses was a murderer, and God still used him. David was an adulterer, and God still used him. Solomon was lustful, and God still used him. Do you understand what I'm saying? And all of them had a past, and every single one of them had an identity. When God took the Israelites, oh, y'all want to go there?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Ace Metaphor, and this is the Tonight's Conversation Podcast. Live in Louisville, make some noise! We got our first, I will say this. It's my first time meeting so many Kentucky black people. They be saying a lot of bad things about y'all state. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. It ain't that bad. It is different. Louisville a little different, yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, what's your name? What's your question?
My name is Donetta. My question is, can trust ever be 100% restored after betrayal?
What type of betrayal?
It could be cheating. It could be a friendship.
All right, so are we talking... I'm gonna be honest with you, the word betrayal just hits me a little bit differently. Mm-hmm. Trust 100%, I don't think for me it can be.
Okay.
I'd have to love you for a distance. I have to be a friend from a distance, because here's the thing, when you betrayed me, that means you did something to harm me with that information.
Okay.
You did something to make sure that I suffered a little bit. You took something I confided in you with, and you told the world because you wanted to see me fall. And then I know you sorry, I can forgive you. But trust you again? Nah, it's a different level. What you think? Anybody?
I just think that betrayal changes the dynamic of the relationship. So when we were in a relationship and you were my best friend, sis, I was able to love you and like you and deal with you in a certain way. I didn't have to have a filter. I didn't have to look over my shoulder. And now that you have betrayed me, not only do I have to learn to like or love or treat you differently, I have to learn to be a different woman in this relationship. That goes for romantic relationships as well. Can you learn to love the nigga that cheated on you? Can you learn to love a dog? Can you learn to be a woman who loves knowing that you don't trust this man? Can you be in a relationship that's a totally different dynamic? So when we say, can trust be rebuilt, I think trust will look different. And I think that every moving part that you once trusted, most of that would now be questioned. And I think it's more about, can you be in a relationship with somebody who betrayed you? Because one thing for sure that we can make sure and guarantee people to be is to be who the fuck they are. And once somebody shows you who they are, trust that before you trust anything else.
Can I just piggyback for 2 seconds?
Sure can.
And especially for the women in there, and then you vice versa for men, but right now we're talking about a woman. Is that man even gonna like the woman you're gonna become after that betrayal? Like, he liked you when you were able to respect him. He liked you when you looked up to him and you saw a safe space. Is he gonna like that broken version he done turned you into? Mm-mm. And oftentimes, that's why you find men struggling with earning that forgiveness back, because I used to like when you used to look at me and I could tell you were proud. Now, when you look at me, I can see the tears bubbling. And I'm not man enough, strong enough, or I don't have enough integrity, or I don't have enough bandwidth to deal with that. So it's not just, can you stay and get your trust back after he betrayed you? Is he gonna be happy with the woman you gonna become afterwards? And sometimes that's not.
Hey, but them the cards he dealt, though.
What'd you say?
Those are the cards that he dealt. Like, I don't think trust after betrayal can be 100%, but I do think forgiveness can be 110%. So you gotta make that choice, you know what I'm saying? If you're gonna stay in this, you both have work to do. You got work to heal, he has work to help you heal. I mean, he needs to be a slave to you at that point. If he, you know what I'm saying? If the relationship means that much to stay, he got a lot of work to do. It's an uphill battle, but I'm gonna make sure I push you all the way up that hill to where you were.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I say this too. I think that the trust can be salvaged, but if you go to therapy, the first thing they tell you in a situation like that is y'all old relationship is dead. Like, that old relationship is over. So in terms of trusting each other, how I trusted you before the betrayal, no, never again. But what can happen is that y'all can try to work from the point of where y'all at and try to build a new trust. And it may look different than what it was before, but it could be something that's sustainable. I think the biggest mistake people make after betrayal is trying to pick up where we left off. That's impossible, baby. Because I look at you different, and just like bro just said, he look at you different as well. In terms of, okay, boom, she accepted me back for that? What else can I get away with? So the respect from his perspective, like bro saying, takes a hit as well. You understand? And then from you, of course, it's you betrayed me, you disrespect me, whatever the case may be, and it's like, can I just grow to a level in terms of trust that we can keep this thing moving? I think that should be more the question than can the trust be restored to where it was, because it can never be restored to where it was before the betrayal.
And I just want to say this really quick to the ladies out there. Every time a man betrays you and you take him back, you teach the dog how to trick you again. So you got to be real careful of what you're taking back, right? Because every time he does it, to Trill's point, he understands that, oh, I could do this. And all I got to do is do X, Y, and Z, and I'm back in. So we got to learn sometimes to just go broken, to pivot confused, to go with the heartbreak. But the main thing is just to go. And it depends on the season as well in the relationship. If you're married, do you have kids, right? What is the investment you made in this relationship? But more than anything, it's, can I be in a relationship with somebody I cannot trust? That's it.
Thank you for your question. I appreciate it. I will say this. How you treat me when you don't like me no more, when you question whether you love me, whether you're not happy in this relationship, that shit matters more to me sometimes than when you are. It's like, how low is your low? And here's the thing, if we going through a spot and you get to betrayal, hell nah. Because here's the thing, I can't always show up 100%. There's gonna be times when we gonna go through the peaks and valleys in this relationship, but I can't trust when you at that valley that you're not gonna keep this information in the household, that you're not gonna stab me in my back. I need to have, I need to have a base level of something. She said betrayal. That's deep.
She says betrayal, I say delusion. And let me explain to you what I mean. Like, it's really, really rare that when the infidelity comes, a woman is just absolutely, unapologetically bamboozled. That's rarely the case. Rarely the case is the signs are always there. The signs are always there from the beginning to the middle to the end when you finally decide to wake up and realize that this nigga's been on some bullshit since the day you probably met him. The biggest problem is you're trying to beg for forgiveness and process pain at the same time. And that's the issue. You're trying to process what you call a betrayal, which is really some shit I seen a long time ago, and I finally decided to open my eyes. But then you're being bargained to try to convince a relationship. So the first thing you gotta do is separate the self-betrayal, because you feel like you betrayed yourself, because you should have said something sooner. You should have spoke up sooner. You should have asked more questions. You should have did more digging. You should have not make a person so comfortable where their future is in your hands. I have never seen a situation outside of romantic relationships where we put so much of our personal energy, emotion, our happiness, our livelihood in the hands of a stranger with no deposits, a stranger with no promises, a stranger with no opportunity for them to show evidence of why this thing is going to last any further than today. So for all of the people out here that are struggling with forgiveness and betrayal, the biggest betrayal is the betrayal that you did to yourself by allowing yourself to be in these foolish ass situations instead of waiting for somebody that knows what to do when they first get here.
Real talk. What's your name? What's your question?
My name's Kiera. All right, so this is embarrassing. All right, so my question is, how should you handle a guy you've been dating and you found out he has a whole family? I found out with seeing it with my own eyes.
You say, how should you handle it?
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna give y'all something to talk about tonight.
Wait a minute, maybe I misheard. Let's try this again. He has a family right now?
Yeah, I found out he had a whole family, a dog, a house, a car. A garage.
And you, well, let me ask you first. Let me ask you so I can get into your brain a little bit. How do you think you should handle it?
I mean, you know, cut him off. I mean, of course, but I'm a little spiteful with it.
What?
I'm a little spiteful with it, just a little bit.
So what you planning on doing?
I want everybody to know at this
You want
point.
everybody to know?
Yeah.
You want to leave her mark?
Okay, let me, one more. How did you, hold on. Can I just ask a couple more questions? How long have you been messing with this man?
Since I was 23,
How old are you now?
29.
God damn.
Man, you've been knowing that man had a family.
2, 3,
You gonna get up here.
6. That's
Over
a
here
lot
lying.
of years. That's a lot of years. Okay, that's
It's a
a
backstory,
Mike. That's
y'all. It's a
All right.
backstory.
All right, now, okay, let me ask you this question.
The nigga's good.
Everybody look to your left, right, say shh. All right, now, where do y'all have sex at?
At his crib. It was at mine and his.
At his crib?
So that's why I said it's a backstory. How he got it past me for so long is the crib that I have been going to for years and all that stuff. He has been saying he lived there. So it was an incident where
Okay.
ain't no girl.
No,
I'm
go ahead.
telling
No.
y'all.
It was, okay. He was saying he was living there, but what? How did you find out that's not his primary house?
So I found out because I moved in that house.
You moved in that house?
Yeah.
Okay, so you moved in the house. So it was like a rental property or something?
It was his crib. So yes, I moved in the house. And the dude, he was obviously getting up going home. To wherever
How
home
often was he staying with you at your house? How many nights?
How many nights? We was together every day.
But
No, how many nights?
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
That's why I
So
said
hold
nights.
on,
Nights.
hold
we're
on.
not doing
Let me
that.
get the
I didn't
score
say days.
right. Just so you were
Every now
together.
and
Hold
then.
on. You were together every day.
Yes.
Rarely every night.
Yes.
You was rarely nights, mostly days. Now, where did he say he was going at night?
Home.
He was going home.
Yes. Majority of the time, yes.
So he didn't call where you were staying home.
No, we always lived separate. I always had my own crib. He had his.
So you never went to his home.
Not where the house where the chick is at. No, I did not. I didn't know she was there.
Okay.
I
now
went
we got, all right.
to the
all right.
crib that he told me was home for years until I moved in there, and then I found out that's not home.
Okay. Now, how long ago was that?
That was like 5 months ago.
5 months ago.
Yes.
And so he goes to another place. So how did you find out about the family? What happened?
So obviously I move in this crib, and I'm like, you know what is it? Like, you ain't here. Where you going? So he tried not to tell me. So obviously snooped around, found the address, went on over. I seen a whole woman come out. I'm looking at her, she looking at me, and I'm just like devastated.
It took you 6 years to figure that out?
I mean, it was on and off. It wasn't 6 years like straight out. It was on and off. So,
All right, last question.
I mean, I'm a little slow.
Last question. Is he married?
I don't know. I don't know.
No. What is it? What did it say? All right. Everybody look to your left, right, say shh. What are your initial thoughts?
Oh, wait, does the woman know about you?
I don't know.
So you
I didn't even approach her. I try to leave it alone because this is getting crazy.
What did he say is going on in the house? Did he say they're married?
He said he's not married.
He said what?
He said he's not married, but can you really believe him?
Question, I'm just curious for context. Just context only. You say you found out 5 months ago. So
Yeah.
like what's been a situation since you finding out?
We done fell all the way out.
When the last time y'all fucked?
Probably like, it wasn't no yesterday. It was probably like 3 months ago.
3 weeks ago?
3 months.
3
3 months. Okay, so you good.
Yeah.
So you right now, you're saying, what should I do now? Because you feel like blowing up the spot. You
Yeah.
said you were spiteful. So your advice, you want advice to say, what's your next step?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. Just clarity. I just want to make sure that the court hears what she's saying. She found out that he has a family 5 months ago. She had sex with him 3 months ago. And now she's wondering what she should do in terms of moving in a relationship with this man.
Are you still at the house?
Yup.
Huh? She said, yup.
That's cap.
You gonna lie to us on TV? It's crazy.
All right, you still at the
finna be
house.
a fucking face
All right, you still at the house. All right. Okay. Kitty, what's your initial thoughts? Just initial thoughts.
Oh my God. Baby, your story stressed me out. Let me start there. You found out 5 months ago
Yeah.
she slept with him 3 months ago after
Yeah.
finding out that he has a family. And she still stayed there after finding out that he still has a family with a white picket fence and a dog and a mama and everything else, right? You found that out and you still chose to stay in this home. And you still chose 2 months after finding out about that to sleep with this person. You know you wrong, right?
I know.
He was wrong first, but as soon as you found that, it became your responsibility to leave him alone. And you made a choice not to leave him alone. Why you still staying in that house?
I'm in the process of moving.
How long that's gonna take you?
Huh?
How long that's gonna take you?
Next week at this point.
Is it free rent?
Do you,
Was the house
okay,
free
hold on.
rent?
Do you see anything wrong with the situation?
Everything's wrong with it.
From your end, not from him. From your end.
Everything's wrong with it.
From your end.
Yes.
With what you still doing now.
Yes, I feel like a dummy for being
Are you
there.
still communicating with this man?
Huh?
Are you still communicating with him?
No, we're not really communicating.
You said y'all not really. What's that mean?
Meaning, if he got something he want to tell me, and I know it's just gonna sound
No,
bad,
baby.
this is embarrassing. If he got something he want to tell me, he might send it to my son or something.
Yo, who?
Your son. He got the son number. Stepdaddy season. Listen, you better stay in that house till the sheriff come and kick you the fuck out. I want you to save every penny for that mortgage. Don't ask no more questions. You got everything you need to know, but rent is high as a motherfucker. Stack your coin, okay? Stack the coin. Don't ask no more questions.
But what about the woman who's at home with their children thinking that this man is faithful? Hold on.
No,
Hear me
she
out.
don't think that.
Tell that nigga
she
you
don't
want
think that.
15,000 or you going over there.
No, hold on. Stop.
All right, Dr.
Hold on.
Brian.
Because if we gonna keep it real, can we keep it real in here? The woman who's at home with the kids also know what kind of dude she got too. Let's not play stupid. And I'm gonna say this to you, baby, and I'm gonna wrap it with love, okay? It sounds like you, and I'm saying this to be gentle, it sounds like you went into it thinking that you was the girlfriend. I don't know how when he wasn't there many nights. But now that it's very clear that you were the side piece, are you okay with staying the side piece?
Absolutely not.
Okay, so if you are not okay with being the side piece, then what is your decision, baby?
I'm leaving.
You doing what?
I'm leaving.
Say it a little louder.
I'm leaving.
There you go. She's got her decision.
Question. I mean, it's just
Hey, wait,
loosely.
before she walk off, look, we all human. I live by something, and it's like you're 20. You said you're 29, right? You said you're 29.
Yes.
So I feel like your 20s, it's okay to make mistakes. You made a mistake. Just learn from it and move on. Like, you know what you're supposed to do. You know that. Don't beat yourself up. Don't feel bad, because a lot of people in this audience are going through the same thing. They just not brave enough to step up to that mic and admit it. So don't beat yourself up. It's life. We're human. It happens. Move on. Just clean slate. You don't need to let his wife know. That's not your business.
I'm
Just take
trying
what
to
you learn
go
and move
with
on.
A clean slate, as clean as it's
I
gonna be.
would send a note. A note Thank you for your question.
Yeah,
I
and really
appreciate it.
quick, I want to say this to you, and don't feel like the other woman is winning, because nobody's winning in this situation. He's a womanizer. That man is a no good dude. So take it as a blessing that you now know what you know, and don't feel like no one has one up. Pivot and do your thing.
And make sure, baby, that you find you some homegirls that's some FBI agents. Because they're going to find out by week 2.
I think we also got to acknowledge that all niggas just not created equal. Let's just put the shit on the table. She says she found out 5 months ago, had sex 3 months ago. So that means 2 months after I found out, what's the mindset 2 months for these 2 months up until the 3? Of like why I'm not walking or why I'm not leaving. I found out this man has a whole family. He got a girl, he got 3 kids, all that shit. And I stayed there for 2 more extra months and had sex again.
Sometimes you got to figure your situation out before you make your next move.
She had to pay that rent.
Anyway, what's your name? What's your question?
Yes, thank y'all for being here in Louisville tonight. My name is Lanisha Porter, and my question is, say you've been in a relationship where your goodness and your innocence were preyed upon and mishandled. How do you honor your newfound wisdom without becoming hardened in a future relationship, especially when it offers you a new chance at love?
Dang, that was packed. Give me that card, baby. I got to read that. Let me see that. Say you've been in a relationship where your goodness and innocence were preyed on and abused. How do you honor your newfound wisdom without becoming hardened in a future relationship? What's the newfound wisdom?
So usually when you go through a hard situation, it's almost what Sheila and Troy were talking about in the Tyler Perry movie, right? And Sheila turns to Troy and she says, the hardest thing about having a bad man is learning how to handle a new one, right? So when you go through a bad situation, you get lessons, and moving forward, that turns into wisdom if you let it. How do you have the knowledge of what you went through in your bad situation? Take that moving forward to create a future without shutting out the new person. Does that make sense?
Heal.
Heal,
Forgiveness.
Go ahead.
You got to forgive a person before you can really move on. I feel like I've dealt with this situation a little bit, and until I was fully healed and until I forgave that person, I wasn't able to move on. Now, I was dating, but I wasn't shit, to be honest, and that's because I was holding on to so much baggage. Until you let that shit go and forget that person, you cannot be free.
And what you're describing is a trauma loop. We have to be very, very, very aware of our trauma loops, y'all. Because what happens is we get into new relationships, new circumstances, and we start to loop. That means we start to experience the same things we experienced in the past, and we start to act and behave as though it's happening right now. That's called a loop. So you got to take inventory of, when am I looping? And when you're looping, it's your responsibility, right, to have the awareness to be like, hold on, let me perception check. Is this really happening, or is this my trauma loop? If it's your trauma loop, then you use self-talk that says this is not happening, this is already over, and you use it as a rubric to know what you have to work on. Now, if you and this man are already close enough for you to say, baby, listen, I think I'm having a trauma loop. This is really what's going on. We have to start communicating with the person we're with, y'all. We got to stop getting into relationships and saying, you triggered me, knowing I came in here already fucking triggered, broken, and looping.
Right.
From the beginning, especially with the person who is new, who has your best interest at heart. The worst thing you want to do is be looping, bringing in your past trauma, having trauma responses and reactions, and this person doesn't even have the benefit of the doubt to know what you're going through. A real relationship is a relationship that you can open up to be vulnerable with and say, listen, this is who I am. This is the good, the bad, the ugly. You rocking with me? You rolling with me? Can you help me process through this? If he can't help you get through that, then guess what? He's not the man for you. And don't feel embarrassed about your shit. Learn how to love every part of you. That's what self-love is, because until you can love yourself unconditionally, there won't be a human being on earth that can give you what you ain't gave yourself.
Trill, you got something for me?
Could you repeat the initial question?
Yes. Basically, you go through things, you get information from that. How do you take that new information into a new relationship? So you're not being dumb. You don't want to just throw caution to the wind. You want to be mindful of the things that you see, the things that you feel, but still give yourself the space to open up for love again.
I think that like the main thing is not holding that new relationship to the lessons you learned prior to. I think that's the main thing. A lot of times we'll learn some shit in terms of watching the game tapes of how this old relationship ended, and then we'll go in there and come in there with assumptions. So when we see shit that they doing, we jump right back to that past relationship, and it's just like, nah, I see that before, da. But I can't hold this new person to the lessons that I learned prior to. And I think as long as that's the case, then you'll be all right. But again, it's about learning those lessons. I think that that's the hardest thing. I think a lot of people don't necessarily learn the lessons they need to from prior relationships. They just, this shit ends and I jump into something else because I'm used to being in a relationship and I don't want to be alone. But I think it's pivotal that you learn something actually from the prior relationship and then go into the new relationship. But again, the key is not to hold that new person to what the old person did, and you're gonna be straight.
Kitty?
Yeah. Whenever you go through any type of traumatic situation, like abuse and stuff like that, you develop a new belief system. And so you start filtering through that trauma. As Doc was saying, you start filtering the experiences through that trauma. What we tend to do is we take that trauma when we go to somebody else and we still filter the same thing. So we have to reframe the way that we think and we have to reframe the way that we believe, because if not, we're going to misinterpret a whole lot of things. So if I was going through abuse, easily I can start to believe that I can't trust this person, because I start operating, and one of the schemas that you see is mistrust and abuse. And so you're operating that schema with just a whole bunch of beliefs. Just think of a full umbrella full of beliefs. I can't trust you, you'll abuse me, you'll hurt me, those things like that, and you'll take it to that new person. We got to stop looking in general and stop thinking in a polarized way. That person did that to me. You did not. Just because I can't trust that person does not mean that I cannot trust you. Just because that person abused me doesn't mean that you'll abuse me. But it all goes with, when I start to believe something and I start to think something, what's my emotional reaction to it anyway? Because I need to figure that out first. If I can figure out what triggers me, that gives me an emotional response, I can see how I'm going to behave off of that. Am I behaving because of a fear? If I'm doing so, before I even get to the next person, that's something I have to readdress. I have to go in and start dismantling all of these beliefs that served me at first, because all our beliefs do is protect us. I have to go and look at all of these beliefs that I had, of believing that I would be hurt by people, of believing that I couldn't trust people. I use that as something protective. But I start to realize, as I start being more mindful and I start really looking at these experiences, I'll start to see that it's not protecting me, it's sabotaging me. And if it sabotages me, it's coming from a fear. So we have to address the fears and the beliefs before we make somebody else be accountable for what we experienced in the past. But take all of your experiential wisdom, take all of your knowledge with you. You can still be mindful with it, just don't punish the next person because of it.
That's so good. Thank y'all.
I love everybody's responses.
Get her.
This shit ain't got nothing to do with your next person. Respectfully. We gotta learn that we put our own seatbelt on. It is not saying that you won't get into an accident anymore. It's not saying that you won't get into another toxic relationship. But in that single space between your last relationship and your next relationship, did you find the power to walk away from something that didn't serve you? Did you find the power of your boundaries? And if you have trust in your boundaries and your ability to walk away from something and identify something that's not safe, then now you feel comfortable. But when we don't do that inner work before the relationship, now we're still in this vulnerable place where we don't know what to do, and we're trusting this person not to get in an accident. And here's the thing, that person is human. He's going to make some mistakes. But this is why it's important for us to protect ourselves with our boundaries and standards before getting in a relationship.
But you don't have relational experiences in your singlehood often.
Yeah, I understand that, but I also understand that before we do that, I know that I'm not gonna put up with something.
Right.
After the relationship I got in, because I didn't have my own boundaries and my ability to walk away, that is a systemic thing. It has nothing to do with the people I was with. So after that relationship, if I do that inner work on myself, I find my self-confidence, I know that leaving a relationship won't destroy me because that one didn't, I know I'ma still be here. I'ma still pursue my dreams. It's gonna be all right on the other side of it. Now I'm more comfortable if I have to walk away. It's less about whether or not I trust you in the beginning. It's I trust myself. I trust myself a lot. Yes.
And as, just real quick before we go, as men, we can read that. Like your lack of willingness to walk away, like we can read that, and we make our decisions and how we deal with you based off of that.
And I want to say really quick, go ahead.
Mike, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
First, giving honor to God. My biggest issue with what I'm experiencing right now is nobody has grace for the brother that took her in this unhealed spot and tried to make a mountain out of a molehill. 2, the curse of being attractive is attracting more distractions. The curse of being attractive is attracting more distractions. At no point, see, I wrote it down. She started her question off with taking stuff from if your house burnt down in a fire, are you taking shit from it? Oh, it's upside down. Praise the Lord. That's the Spirit moving through me. That's the Spirit moving through me. If your house burned down, if your car get in an accident, if you get food poisoning from a restaurant, you're not taking nothing from any of those experiences, correct? You're gonna thank God for your life and you're gonna move on. Now, my biggest concern is that you got a man sitting beside you, but you're up here talking about somebody else. And it's because you're in an emotional battle between what you thought you knew and what you have in front of you. Now, the line might be long outside because you're beautiful, but it's not what you're attracting is what you need. What you need is your healing. Because what's gonna happen is I cannot allow myself to love you properly if you're still grieving somebody else. It's gonna be a mix of you preface this about Sheila. Well, you might be falling in love with your 20, but your 20 is hitting you exactly where you need, but you're not feeling fulfilled from what your 80 did. So now you're stuck. Heal yourself first, or you're gonna bleed on everybody else that comes in contact with you. And sometimes it's over food, sometimes it's over dinner, and the idea of you is amazing. But when you take that home that night that's not healed, nothing's gonna grow from that. Nothing's gonna grow from that. Heal first, or you're gonna bleed on everybody else you come in contact with, and we don't deserve these scars. Us brothers that did the work don't deserve them. Us women that did the work don't deserve them, but we don't know. And everybody's out here with their little first aid pack of love, attention, and all of that stuff. Man, save that shit. Save yourself the heartbreak. Praise the Lord.
Appreciate it. What's your name? What's your question?
My name is...
he was fresh. Oh, yeah, I'm glad I let you get that. That was really good, Mike.
Because you gave her pretty juice, bro.
I tried to just make it...
Thirsty ass nigga.
I was trying to land a plane, all right? What's your name? What's your question?
My name is Precious. It's really for Kitty, but anybody can answer. What was your hardest part about being bold in your faith? I recently came to Christ. I used to be a stripper. A lot of people know me. And I wanted to know, it wasn't hard in the beginning. I'm trying to not really care what people think about my past. Yes, I used to dance, but that's not me no more. So is there any advice you can give? I know always keep God first, but I just love your journey. So I wanted to bring it there today. I wanted to hear about God today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, what was the hardest thing about being bold in my faith?
No, was it hard? Like in the beginning, just knowing where you came from, knowing that you used to be in that life too, so you don't never want to condemn anyone.
You want to know why it wasn't hard? Because God's report is so much more important than everybody else's report.
It is.
When you know that you are a kingdom agent, when you know that you have a kingdom assignment, nobody else's opinion matters.
Yeah.
The only report that matters is the Lord. People out here can't love you the way that God loves you. Everyone is fickle in this world. But one thing about God is that he knew your identity and he still saved you. He knew your identity and he still accepted you. He knew your identity, and he still qualified you. Even when the world disqualifies you, God still qualifies you. Because it's not about your old identity, it's about the new identity that I'm forming in you. I knew you before you were in the womb. So I knew the destiny that I had for you. That's the reason why I'm so bold in my faith, because I know I'm on assignment right now.
Yes.
And I know that there are people's destinies that are attached to my voice right now. I know that I am a vessel of God, and that's a lot more important than me listening to somebody else. But when you fear God, you develop a new knowledge.
Yes.
And all that previous knowledge didn't matter. Moses was a murderer, and God still used him. David was an adulterer, and God still used him. Solomon was lustful, and God still used him. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And all of them had a past, and every single one of them had an identity. When God took the Israelites, oh, y'all want to go there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. When God delivered the Israelites from Egypt, every single one of them still had an identity that was in Egypt. And he had to take them through a journey. They could have went a shortcut to get to the promised land, but he took them through a journey where they had to depend on him. But as they depended on him, they formed a new identity to the promised people. That's what we go through. God delivers us from oh, y'all want me to take it there? God delivers us from our Egypt. He delivers us from where we were in bondage. I was enslaved to sexual immorality.
Me too.
I was enslaved to cursing. I was
too.
enslaved to partying.
Yep.
I did those deeds. And guess what? God came in and said, I'm going to introduce myself as a deliverer. You are now free from the bondage of that identity that Satan tried to have you held to. So this new identity that I have based upon what I know of you, I have put gifts and a calling inside of you. Trust me and not the people. Absolutely. Trust me and not the people. I gave you this cross.
Yes.
I gave you your salvation. I gave you a seed that came from a woman to save you. So you remember that. Don't you ever listen to nobody else. Always look up to the hills.
Yes.
Look up to what God has for you. I'm bold because not only do I love God, but I love God's people.
Yes.
And there are positions and there are places, very high places for people, and we need more people in the kingdom right now. And I love to be a part of the army. And also I got beef with Satan. I got real beef with Satan.
Yeah.
So whatever God tells me to do, I'm going to do it boldly and courageously because I have the authority to do so. Walk in your authority, baby.
Period.
Walk in your authority, sugar.
Period.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And guess what? That's been another episode of the Tonight's Conversation podcast. Louisville, we love you!